Hello. It has been a hot minute since I've played Final Fantasy, it feels like. um, yeah. I've done a couple of bits, mainly leveled Sage up to 90, because that means that I have all of the Endwalker classes up to at least 90. Because I'm hoping to actually go into Endwalker soon. Warrior has been leveling through Bosnia, and is almost up to 90. So I do kind of need to get into Endwalker possibly sooner rather than later, because there's a decent chance I will end up getting A class to level 100. Because I might not have a lot of options to not. Yeah. Anyway, we will probably do some Bosnia today, because I'm hoping to do Castrum for the first time, which will be interesting. I can't do any more relic stages just yet, mainly because of the crunchy crystals. I've not been doing fates in order to get them, and I just keep not getting very many when I am in Bosnia. So yeah. What we are going to do is start doing some... We won't do all of them, I doubt, but we'll do some of the level 80 job quests, which means I need to remember where to go for Gladiator. Because it doesn't tell me, apparently. Unless... Let me switch to a different class to see if... No. Okay, it just doesn't want to tell me. Alright. Well, there's a very, very strong chance that it's all dark. For Paladin. I mean, is it... I think it's just the standard one from... Yeah, it's just the standard one. That's fine. Cool. Ah, like it isn't after. Now fare you, my friend. Still keeping up your training, I trust? The Sultan Sworn have not been idle either. Seeking ways to better serve our nation, we joined hands with the Gladiators Guild. We train with each other, hoping to hone each other's sword arms. The guild even dispatches its members to assist us in guarding the palace. None of this would have been possible without First Sword Myla's cooperation. She's a dedicated woman, dedicated to her art and to her own, and I have the utmost respect and admiration for her. So, it was with deep concern I noticed that something troubles her of late. Whereas before she was amiable, she has become given to brooding silences. I considered offering to lend an ear, but as a relatively new acquaintance, I did not wish to appear overly familiar. But you are a close friend. Will you not seek her out and inquire after the source of her consternation? I mean, I'm willing to bet it's because of the guy. I don't remember the guy's name. The guy from the Gladiator quests. Not even the Paladin ones. Who's just come back in the Stormblood job quest? Oh, it's you, Arthur. It's been a while. What brings you here today? Gentleman says worried about you. What the fuck's up? He is? God, was I being that obvious? Forgive me. I don't mean to sound ungrateful. It's kind of gentleman's to worry about me. You see, it's Aldous. He's returned to Uldar. He's been pardoned, so he has every right to be here. It's just don't understand what's going through his mind. Oh, if it isn't the very woman I've been longing to see. Greetings, After. You look well, for someone who's been raising hells the world over. I see my attire intrigues you. When I took my leave after the Ool Cup, I believe I said something to the effect of still having much to learn. That's what I've been doing. Learning. I remembered the elderly samurai was making short work of our gladiators, and so I decided to journey to the Far East and train in his style. I never cared for convention or tradition. Is it any wonder we're confused to see you actually look the part? I suppose you're right. You have to admit, Myla, you look pretty good in this. So, how about you and I have a bout? For old time's sake. Sure, let's do it. If I can avoid trying to drown myself. We're of a kind, you and I. When we see a mighty foe, we can't resist the urge to test ourselves. Now, as much as I fancy a rematch in the Colosseum, we'll have to settle for a humbler venue this time. Let's see. How about Scorpion Crossing, outside the gate of the Sultana? There's space there, if not a lot of people, to watch our glorious match. Oh, don't you even think about fighting in the city. If you must feed your vanity, I'll attend as witness at the very least. Sorry, at the very least, I can explain the situation to the Brass Blade should they appear. Thanks, I appreciate it. And there you have it. I'll see you at Scorpion Crossing. I don't know how long these are, because they're kind of ends. They cap off the storyline, because I don't think there's any more job quests. I mean, obviously, there was the role quests in Shadowbringers, and I'm pretty sure that's the model that they adopt for Endwalker and Dawntrail too. Oh, one thing that I have done since last time, in fact I only did it earlier today, is finally get the mount speed up in Bosnia, and it is so much better. I'm looking forward to this. Come, my friend, let's begin. Possible. How? How did you become so strong? I found something worth protecting. Journey to another world. Found something you wish to protect? Aldous, what is the meaning of this? There's no point. As I am, don't stand a chance against After. You would admit defeat before you've even fought. It's unseemly, aye. But because of my training, I've come to know Mila. Come to know the power of resolve and the difference it makes. Forgive me. I'd need a moment alone. That's anticlimactic. This isn't the Aldous I know. He's never once backed down from a fight. I don't doubt that you've gotten stronger since last we met. So has Aldous. That's why he challenged you to put his training to the proof. Yet by that self-same training, he could see that he was no match for you. I don't know what to say. Well, there's no use pondering things here. Let's return to the guild. Wait, is that it? Because I don't think there's a second quest. If they're all just like little cutscenes, we might actually be able to bash through a load of them. Like, I was expecting a job quest. Yes, maybe the only ones that have proper quests are the newer ones. I mean, I know that Sage and Reaper will, because it's literally the start of their story, but Aldous hasn't returned. Wouldn't be surprised if he's left Uldar again. Wouldn't be the first time he's disappeared as quickly as he's arrived. Don't blame yourself. The problem is Aldous's, and Aldous's alone. It's up to him to resolve it, however long that may take. At any rate, don't feel compelled to linger on his account. I'm sure you've much demands on your time. Come and visit again when you have the chance. Sorry for taking off like that. Truth be told, I am ashamed to show my face. There's something I needed to tell you. After I left, I thought long and hard on your words. On that which you said made you strong. It led me to ask myself, what is it that I wish to protect? And you found your answer? I did. All that I am, it took me a long time, but finally realized that it was always close by. Aldous? Mila, this is embarrassing for me to say. That which is dearest to me, that I cannot bear to lose, is the Gladiators Guild. What? The old guildmaster, he was as a father to me. And this place is as a home. No matter where my path may lead, the guild will always welcome me with open arms. I realize that now. Aldous, you... So if I'm to protect the guild, it means, well, you know. It means I have to be at the guild. So from today, I'm giving up the itinerant life. After all these years, coming and going as you please, sending nary a word, you think you could just stay here? You've got a lot of nerve. Why, Mila? I didn't know better, I'd say you were worried about me. Shut your mouth! If you wish to stay, then do as you like. That's what you're good at. There's the grimace I know and love. There truly is no place like home. But jests aside, because of you, I've finally realized what's important to me. For that, I give you my thanks. From here on, I'll watch over the guild while I continue honing my skills. Who knows? If I work hard, I might even become the first sword one day. Not on your life. No one would entrust the guild to a selfish bastard such as you. And skills or no, you're starting from the bottom like the rest. Aye, aye. Whatever you say. It was good seeing you, my friend. Do come and visit again. From now on, you know where to find me. Like a knight in shining armor. Okay. So, next would be warrior. So do I have to go and see Curious Gorge? Yes. Okay. Once, twice, 3 times a warrior. Oh, that's something else. The new PvP tier has started. Oh, also, something from the recent event is this mount. I also managed to get enough MGP to get Fenrir, and the because PvP is now in Series 8, they've finally brought back some of the rewards that you could only get in the earlier series. So I now have a fire dragon, like the one from Eureka, as a mount, which is cool. There's also a new emote, which is from the PvP series. And there's a new mount once I get it up to 25, which, as you can see, I will be doing. These top ones are quite easy to get. There's also new things that you can buy for trophy crystals. There's, I think it's mainly just a mount, and then there's an armor set, which actually looks pretty good. So I do kind of want it. Oh, and also I finally got the Weaver of Light, which is from Seat of Sacrifice, the Elidibus fight. Oh, after. How long's it been? I've been dedicating myself wholly to my training for some time now. Day after day after day. Then my progress has come to a halt of late. You look well. A bit stronger than I remember even. What's your secret, my friend? How have you grown so much more powerful? So I got sucked into this portal and travelled to another world. Wait. I can tell this is going to take a while. Since I've just finished my training, why don't we speak at length on dry land? So there are more worlds than this, eh? There's a lot to take in. And this grandson, you gods. To see the woman you love taken from you before your very eyes. No wonder he struggled so mightily to pick up the pieces of his life. After listening to your tale, I realise what it is I've been missing. One thing I lack to spur me to even greater heights. 'Tis love! The lighting engine is putting in some good work here with the campfire. I have finally... I don't know if it's because the game has updated and patched, or if it's a driver update with NVIDIA, or if I finally actually optimized settings through the NVIDIA app, and things like that. But the game now, I haven't had a crash in days, and it's so good to finally like be able to actually do PvP or an alliance raid and not crash at least once. It's so good. I sent several missives to Dorgono, you see. She's yet to respond even once. I've waited patiently, eagerly, but still no word has arrived. Fear has crept into my heart. Has she forgotten me? Has she met another? I cannot rest until I know the reason for her delay. Must know. This is no time for training. Nor can I afford to be patient. Ranson's time with his beloved was cut short. Who's to say ours will not be as well? Or worse, if it already has. It's decided. I will purchase passage on the next ship for the Far East and return to the Azim Steppe with all haste. I'm coming, Dorgono. Hey, Dorgono. After. Fortunate you're here. I've been looking all over for Curious Gorge. The Marauders Guild told me he trained near here, but I didn't know you did as well. What do you mean he's going to the steppe to see me because I never answered any of his missives? Is this a joke? No matter how many he sent, I would have never responded. Our people have no written tongue. Whatever reached us was probably fed to the goats. Anyway, let's hope that someone informs him of our arrival before he gets on a ship. As for why I've travelled all this way, it's at the behest of my father. I wish to thank you and Curious Gorge personally for fighting on our behalf. I am Lufsan of the Queru, your afterbun, the Kagan who stood with my people against the Hagan. That is not all. You also helped my youngest daughter gain control over the will of Karash. No words can express the depth of my gratitude to you. You promised not to speak of Karash, but I must. My heart broke when she was marked as taken in exile. Never again would I see her, I feared. Then she returned. Blood of my blood, master of Karash. A little girl. It's all because of you. And thanks for your deeds. I wish to present you with 30 horses. Father, no! It is not the way of Eorzea to give horses as thanks. And besides, she's a traveller. It would only be a burden. You can give me one. I'll take a horse mount. I know I've already got a few, but I'll take another. I apologize, Kagan. Now then, I must also express my gratitude to the others. Warriors of the Maelstrom, were they? I believe I recall the way. If you have the time to spare, might you accompany us? Having travelled so long solely in the company of my father, I'm finding him increasingly exhausting. I feel that. Low in the nose show. Oh, dry dogs. Okay. I'm thinking that if we, provided that the quests are all pretty short, if we do all of the tanks and all of the healers other than Sage, then we can jump into Symbosia. A pleasure to see you again, After. As well as Dorgono. I'm surprised to see her as doubtless you are. And in the company of her father, besides. I must insist that you accept a small token of my appreciation. Do not doubt my daughter was quite the handful. No less than 50 goats, I think, should suffice for the imposition. 50 goats would be a far greater imposition, father. It really was no bother, sir. A pleasure, honestly. And a regrettably short one at that. So much so that we were hoping we might see her again. So you can imagine our surprise and our delight when you arrived. If not horses or goats, then... Wait. Are you not the leaders of these warriors? You do not carry an axe. Why is this? That is because I cannot. Not since I was defeated by mine own brother in battle. He had succumbed to his inner beast, your Karash, struck a blow with such fiercity from which I have never fully recovered. But it is well that he did. I too was enthralled to the beast at the time. Had he not given it his all, countless innocents may have died by my hand. It is not an unfamiliar story. Many a quarrel have suffered a grievous injury which rendered them unable to fight. But I am a Boo, a healer. I can help you wield your axe once more. This is in your power. I did not think it was possible. It pains me to see a warrior who yet yearns to fight but cannot. Allow me to treat you as repayment for your kindness. Full glad am I to accept. Thank you, sir. Thank you. This treatment requires a quantity of shiver moss. While it's not native to your land, I believe a similar type grows here. Let us go and gather some. You lot return to your training for now. I don't know about you, After, but I'm bloody excited. This is reminding me of the Marauders job quests or class quests, where it was just, oh, we're gonna have you run all the fuck around Lenosha. Because we can. The moss of which I spoke, I spied in this place not long ago. We'll need a moderate amount for the ritual to heal Broken Mountain. You and Dorgono can both assist me in this. Look for mossy rocks nearby and shatter them with a heavy swing. Then gather up the shiver moss. I remember this game. The Marauders were always breaking rocks to hone their skills. This will be easy. I mean, yes, this will be easy. This is legitimately one of the first quests as a Marauder. So this is a surprisingly full circle. Thing. You wield your axe with great skill, Kagar. May I have the shiver moss? Very good. Now, before my daughter returns, there is one other matter which I must discuss with you. She is a woman grown, and as her father I must think of her future. Marriage. Alas, she's shown no interest in any warriors of the Quarrel. At first, I thought none suited her. Then I began to wonder. Was her mind made up? Had she already chosen a suitor? Realizing this, I persuaded her to come with me to Eorzea. And now that we've met, I feel more certain than ever. Gono has fallen in love with a warrior of another land. I could not be happier for her. For whom could disapprove of the champion who stood against the Chagan? Afterburn, Kagan of the Steppe, I will not oppose the union of you and Dorgono. I offer you my blessing. My heart belongs to the sea. Did I mention I'm eternally bonded to someone else? Honestly, I'm not all that keen on the whole institution of marriage. There's this bloke called Gorge. Don't mind if I do. No, we'll be nice. So there's this bloke called Gorge, and he's in love with your daughter, and I think she is too. Hey! Who are you to decide such things for me? I will not marry after. I've already chosen a suitor, and it is not her. I see. I was so certain that... So, who is this other? We will not discuss this any further. We have the moss, now let us go and prepare for the ritual. Pray, forgive me, Kagan. Spoke out of turn. Gorgono's right. We should attend to the ritual and restore Broken Mountain to the warrior he was. Will he then be repaired, Mountain? Maybe it was just the Paladin quest that was short as fuck. Oh. I've brewed an elixir using the moss. Drink it now. Very good. Your body's ready. Must now receive of the power of another great warrior. I can think of none more suitable than you, Kagan. We must awaken the Karash within him once more. I bid you summon the strength of Father Azim and strike Broken Mountain with all your might. You bid her what now? All your might. Hold nothing back. Swing to kill. Anything less and he'll be crippled worse or die. Okay. Hey. Whoop. Oh. Seven elves. What is this? This feeling I feel welling up from deep within. This fire. This passion. This rage. The beast stirs again. Its power's mine. Fills me with strength. I remain in control. Huzzah! Strength never left you, my friend. The injury was not one of the flesh, but of the heart. Trickery of the mind. Deception of the self. The elixir served only to steal your flesh and dull the pain, so you could stand fast against the Kagan's axe. You'll not need it again, for the fear that held you hostage has fled. I see. It was in my head all this time. It's no secret fear can cripple a man worse than any wound, but I never thought... Gods, what a fool I've been. Thank you so much for helping me overcome my foolishness. You've made a warrior of me again. Hey, Gorge. Thank her. A warrior of surpassing strength and power is indispensable for this ritual. No other could have served as well. Aye, but there's no greater warrior than after. Oh god. Oh god, come on, Gorge, no. I just turned a god damn it! How could you, after you and Orgono all this time? All makes sense now. The letters, the silence. It was you. Curious Gorge, what is this nonsense you speak? What's gone into you? Oh, no you don't, you stupid fool. Wait, what? She sent him to the moon! So do they get together? Oh, I'm so sorry, everyone. When I went to the docks to find a ship bound for the Far East, I ran into some marauders who told me Dorgono and her father had come. So overcome by joy, I began searching for him at once. When I finally found you here and saw how you looked on after with such joy, all my earlier fears came rushing back and the beast within me seized control. It better not happen again. You're lucky I held back. Next time I won't. And brother, is it true that you've fully recovered? You're a warrior reborn. Congratulations. It's like a dream come true. Indeed, brother, indeed. At first I struggled to believe it, but it is as Love-san says. I must go and join in the training sessions at once. Do not fear. Beast will not claim me again. I cannot thank you enough, Love-san. It's been longer than I can remember since my brother smiled so. You've given us such a gift. It's the least I could do after all you've done for my daughter. Thank you for your kindness and your hospitality. Our time is short, however, and we must be on our way. Having said that, Dorgono, I'm reminded you are still young and want for experience. You are not yet a warrior fit to wed, and so I bid you continue to strengthen your body and mind here, in this land. It suits you, I think. Did you hear that? I can stay! We can even train together. I can show you all the techniques we Querl use to hone our skills. Aye. First, I must teach you my methods. You must come with me to the Hidden Falls, right this instant. You too after. I have a few final words I wish to say to you there. So it's taking about 20 minutes each quest. It's not too bad. I trust you understand what all this means, my friend. Now that my brother's taken up the axe again, the competition for the title of Eorzea's greatest warrior will be that much more intense. Don't forget I'm in the running too, you know. So keep at it, warrior. The time will come when we challenge you again. Oh, okay, that's it. Fair enough. Dark Knight. That'll be... what's his fault? Not Grandson. The other one. Yeah. It's been a while since I've been in Ishgard. It's also been a while since I've played Dark Knight. Ah, Arthur. So happens I have a letter for you. But before we talk about that, mind telling me what you've been getting yourself into lately? You and your scions. I mean, I have an inkling, perhaps. I went and saved another world, as it happened. Come again? Reflections of the Source. Parallel worlds. Sin Eaters. What in the 7 hours are you on about? Something tells me this is only going to make any kind of sense if you walk me through it from the beginning. Step by step. Right then. So, to sum up, you were swept up into yet another realm-shaking conflict, were you? Well, of course you were. You've an insatiable hunger for it, don't you? And even when you bite off more than you can chew, you refuse to let go. What? As if you didn't know. Hells, from the moment I laid eyes on you, I suspected you were a particular blend of impulsive and stubborn. Takes a special kind of bastard to become a Dark Knight. Much less a warrior of light, don't you think? Travelled unto a doomed world and pledged your sword to a futile cause. You fought and you fought and you fought. And in the end, you won the day. Though, I know it wasn't without loss. Without sacrifices. Victories like that are always bought with blood. And you and your comrades paid the price all the same. That faraway land and her people live on, because you all were willing to fight to the bitter end. Because you were too stubborn to die. And because of love, I'm sure. Being grim and dark will only get you so far, don't you remember? It's like the Mughals. Like Sir Ompain himself said. The flame in the abyss. The love you bear for the ones you hold most dear. That's the source of true strength. After could have never made it this far if her heart wasn't filled to the brim with love. Is this a roundabout way of asking me about my heart's desires? Let's not and say we did, eh? I'm sure that Thancred fellow you mentioned would provide a far more meaningful and interesting response. Having to look after the reincarnation of his surrogate daughter is certainly... Though, I suppose on some level, I can relate. That face! What? I've not once thought of you as my father. Well, no, I mean... We're not even the same race, so of course no one would ever look at us and assume. What? Want to put a label on it? Then what would you prefer? Master and disciple? Manservant and noblewoman? Sid? How about Chocobo's arse? Wherever you damn well like. Gods, you can be daft sometimes. Hey! What did I tell you about calling me that? Children, am I right? Best we give her a moment to cool her head. For now, let's talk about that letter I mentioned. It's addressed to you, but who penned it, I can't say. It was delivered to me by a young woman of the Bloom. Lunny, I believe her name was. Said she'd seen us with you out and about in Ishgard before, and reckoned if she left it with us, you'd eventually be around to pick it up. Before you ask, no, I'm not taking a peek, so its contents remain a complete and utter mystery to me. As for the sender, you'll have to pester Lunny at the Holy Stables if you want to know more. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an angry girl to mollify. Within the sealed envelope is a paper, which you unfold to find a message written in a strangely familiar scrawl. Afterbun, you'll forgive me for the sudden correspondence and the secrecy. You helped me, in a way, once upon a time. Past time I said as much, and so here we are. Feels like a lifetime ago, come to think on it. Been through quite a lot since then. Accomplished incredible things. I'd like to think that, in some way, I was a part of your journey. Far from the best, no doubt, but for me and my own journey, I think it's safe to say that you've been... well, there's no suitable words to describe it, really. I've done things. Made decisions. Looking back, I can't help but feel more than a little foolish. Such is life. We have to seize what few opportunities we have for closure. Even if it is through the written word and not face to face. So wherever you are, hope you're happy. Still fighting, still adventuring, still doing what you love. Be well. The letter bears no signature or any obvious clues as to the author's identity. Perhaps Lunny can shed light on this. Evidently, my glamour plate broke. Oh yeah, jogging is now a thing. When you sprint and are out of combat, you now jog. When it wears off. It's you! It's really you! Afterbun, my hero! Honestly, I never thought I'd get to see you again, much less speak to you. Oh, I'm sorry. You probably don't remember me at all, do you? I'm not surprised. All in a day's work, I suppose, saving silly little fools like me. And it was so long ago when you rescued me from those temple knights, who were trying to take me away from my grandmother. I still remember it like it was yesterday. You swinging that great big sword of yours, bellowing all kinds of terrible threats and sending them running. I'm sure some might say you overdid it, but thanks to you, my grandmother and I never heard from that lot again. And ever since Sir Aymeric and his allies came into power, we've had a lot less of that trouble all over. Let me guess, you didn't come all this way just to see me, did you? The letter? Huh, I thought so. It wasn't me who wrote it, I can tell you that much. I got it from a knight I befriended after tending to his chocobos a couple of times. Sir Patronard. He said it was to be delivered to the hero of the Scions, a peerless woman with 1,000 victories to her name. After he described your features in detail, it all fell into place, and since I was certain you'd eventually pay a visit to your friends, I offered to take it to them. Anyway, he's the one you need to talk to if you're after the sender. Maybe check the congregation? I mean, that's where knights congregate, I presume. Right, that's the congregation. You... How may I be of service to you, Mistress Bunn? The letter? Oh, what a relief it is to see that it arrived unmolested. It was entrusted to me by Orella of Ralga's Reach. After the battle at the Gimlet Dark, I spent a few nights there, you see. I can only assume that whoever sent it to the Reach had heard tell of the battle between you and Lord Xenos, and how you had been brought to the Barber. However, by the time it arrived, you'd long since been spirited away to Ishgard. Had Lunny not recognized you from my stories, I do not know how I might have seen it to your hand. If you seek the author, mayhap you should pay a visit to the Reach. I know only what I told you, but surely Orella can tell you more. May the Fury watch over and keep you, friend. Okay, so you're sending me all over the shop as well, but at least there's easy teleport. Oh yeah, I think that's another thing they've done. Yeah, you can now use mount roulette. Or mount whilst moving. So that makes speedy quick an even better macro now. Pleasure to see you. Lost that long-haired boy of yours again? This is about the letter, is it? It came with a shipment of supplies from Little Alamigo, as I recall. I could only presume the sender was hoping Commander Hext would see it to you personally. I'm not surprised it escaped her notice given the chaos at the Gimlet Dark and after. It found its way into my medical supplies, and as you well know, I decided to let that Ishgardian knight take charge of its delivery. In any event, I advise you to continue your search in Little Alamigo. If anyone there knows aught of the letter's author, it'd be Gundabald. Little Alamigo... Yeah, that's Thanalan. I am really going all over the shop. Well met, After. I was not expecting a visit. What brings you to Southern Thanalan this day? It's a letter, you say, and you seek the author. If you read it, you know their heart. You mean to them. Or you change their life for the better. The feeling I understand all too well, which is why I agreed to send this letter with the supplies for Ralga's Reach. You never were one to let a mystery remain unsolved, were you? You seek answers. Closure. I'll not deny you this. At the Red Rooster Stead in Lower Lenosha, you'll find a man named Godaherd. Speak with him. Perhaps then you'll find a measure of peace. It's someone that's dead? Given that, you know, the title of this is Closure and all this shit. Oh gods, it's you! But why? Why are you here? You really don't remember any of it? The Queequeg bandits? A certain merchant who may have overstepped his bounds, just a trifle? You were a right bloody mess when you returned to the dry docks with my wares. And I do mean bloody. I say, is none of what I'm telling you ringing a bell? Really? Not even the part where I refused to thank you and demanded you pay me restitution for the property you yourself returned to me? Well, seeing as I've already confessed to it, I may as well reiterate. It was me. That was just the beginning of my bad luck, as it happens. A string of bad decisions left me in debt to some very unforgiving fellows. Before I knew it, they'd taken damn near everything I owned. I was friendless, penniless, and hopeless. Let me tell you, running afoul of the warrior light had not done me any favours either. There was a time when I couldn't help but blame you for all my misfortune. And then, one day, when I was rummaging through my meagre possessions, I had an epiphany. I stumbled upon a package from that shipment you recovered for me that ill-fated day. Flower bulbs, stained with Queequeg blood, but viable for cultivation, still brimming with the potential to grow and thrive. Before I knew it, I was cradling the package to my breast, sobbing and moaning like a mad fool. For a fool's exactly what I'd been. I'd been offered a kindness without let or lien, and instead of thanking this generous hero, it spat in her face. So I left that life behind, save for the bulbs I brought with me here, apprenticed myself to the botanists, and resolved to start anew. Wouldn't you know it, the stubborn little fiends finally bloomed for me. Suppose it's only fitting that you'd show up again that very day. I've 1,000 regrets, none greater than how I spoke to you. I say this not to beg your forgiveness, but to tell you how you've changed me for the better, and a thank you for the opportunity. I still don't know who the fuck you are. You have one request, if you're amenable to it. I pray you accept a flower, one of the precious few that have bloomed. A token of my heartfelt appreciation for my personal saviour. Admittedly, this particular breed is perhaps better suited for funerals and farewells, but if you'd rather not keep it for yourself, perhaps there's someone else who might welcome it. Someone else indeed. There's no response. There can be no answer but this, can there? But let us wait for a time, you and I, in the cold and in the snow, in the dark. Cinematic as fuck. Don't jump. purple daffodil? Clever, clever, clever. Or are we just playing it by ear? No matter. I wanted this. Once. More than anything. A chance to speak. And be heard. Neither of us needs this anymore. And if we were to look deep within ourselves, realize that we never did. We are the stories we tell ourselves. The brave hero, the tortured soul, the altruist, the pragmatist. I'll tell you who they see. But you, and you alone, know who you are. For I speak only for myself. If you find comfort in my words, they are yours for the taking. That is your choice. Now and ever after, as it has always been. Now comes your part, to cloak yourself in the fiction, to breathe life into the dead, to give a voice to the voiceless. As we did together that day, when you gave us our answer. Was it ever mine? I unfortunately don't really remember the Dark Knight story to be able to feel the significance of that. And that's probably gonna be a fairly consistent theme. I won't remember a lot of the quests. Welcome back, After. As you can see, Riel and I are getting along swimmingly. You needn't worry about us in the slightest. Not one bit. So, what of that mysterious unsigned letter? Did your grand search for answers lead you anywhere interesting? Old acquaintance. That's so. Well, glad to hear it, I suppose. That's it. Glad to hear it. Bear. Okay. Gunbreaker might be a bit more of an involved quest. Given that this is... I doubt it will be. But it could be, because it's the same expansion. Ah, After. It's good to see you again. Since last we met, I've been introduced to a fair few adventurers who hope to learn the art of gun breaking. Though having taught you, my expectations are perhaps a little too high. Radvan's been so preoccupied he's hardly taken on any other jobs, leaving me with plenty of time on my hands. Those women who work for Rowena have had me running about after bookstones. Or was it tombstones? I forget which. Anyway, what have you been up to? man who protects his loved ones with a gunblade. How can that be? Learned it while in Imperial territory, eh? That doesn't change the fact that I'm the only gunbreaker to have escaped the destruction of Bosya's citadel. If I didn't train him, who did? That's it. One of the others must still be out there. Now that you mention it, an adventurer from Gridania told me they saw a man in the Carline canopy carrying a weapon a lot like your gunblade. A Hrothgar, too. I thought they were talking about you, so I didn't pay much attention. You haven't been back there since we moved to Revenant's Toll. I wonder who it could be. Sophie, why didn't you say something sooner? If it truly is one of my fellow gunbreakers, I have to find them. You should probably go with it. Even if there is another gunblade-wielding Hrothgar, it doesn't necessarily mean they'll be pleased to see Radovan. Perhaps Mother Mune knows something about it? Mother? Mother? I require your assistance. Why, yes, a man like the one you described was here but a few days ago. And you're sure he had a gunblade like mine? Identical, I'd say. But more importantly, he was looking for you, Radovan. As I was in the midst of explaining the assignment I gave you, he suddenly ran off in search of your former client. He was gone before I had a chance to ask his name. Who could he be? What does he want? Oh, look! It's my favorite bodyguards. Oh, what a surprise. I was hoping we'd I thought we'd never see you again. Since last we met, my sweet Marigold has returned to thrilling audiences with her uplifting performances. As a matter of fact, we've come here to drink to her continued success. When your timing and the choice of venue are impeccable, we have need of your help. Do you by any chance remember a Hrothgar man who was looking for Radovan? He may have asked you about the assignment to guard Editha. Yes, I know of whom you speak. We had heard Radovan was last seen making a beeline for Uldar, and we told him as much. He won't stay for long when he realizes I'm no longer there. Best find him before he moves on. If he follows a similar line of questioning, it will lead him to our former client. Since Auriel is most likely still undergoing treatment, he'll probably end up talking to Geralt instead. I must say, he was a rather fearsome-looking chap. Not the sort of person you want chasing you. Make sure he doesn't kill you or anything. So where... It's probably about time for me to do my... Yep. Thanks to you, Tim and I have been living together for a little while now. Most of the money I earn goes to Frondale's frontistery for Auriel's care. Though, thankfully, we still have enough to keep a roof over her heads. Slowly but surely, she's improving. Though she still can't forgive herself for what she put Tim through. Not sure I can either, but we're all she's got. Daddy says Mummy was very sick before, but she's getting better. Happiness comes easily to some people, while others have to fight for it. I hope you find the strength to support each other in the days to come. Thank you, sir. Oh, almost forgot to mention, but a man was asking about you. Hrothgar bloke, similar sword too. After I told him he'd left Uldar, he headed off in the direction of the airship landing. Not again. He's probably already in Limsa asking for you. Let's go straight to Futag Ufatag, and pray we're not too late. This is the first time I've seen the three of you since that business with Goldwhites, yes? As planned, his testimony led to the convictions of several high-profile criminals. Then, a few days later, he died peacefully in his sleep. I see. Even though he knew he was beyond forgiveness, his final deed has made Limsa a safer place. If only he'd seen the error of his ways sooner. There was one other thing. A fellow an awful lot like yourself came through not long ago. He was looking for you, Radovan. I told him you'd moved on, and that he should try his luck around the airship landing. Then he must have gone to Ishgard, and will eventually find his way to Reese. We'll hopefully keep him busy until we arrive. Come on, we'd best get going. I mean, this is a lot of running around as well, but it doesn't feel as bad because it's just running around city-states. Ah, there you are. We were just discussing that gunbreaker fellow you're chasing after. He was here looking for you, but I'm afraid you've missed him. I might have guessed. Back to Remnant's Toll it is, then. Hold on. When I mentioned Master Mamula, the Hrothgar fellow seemed rather taken aback. Then asked where he could find him. Didn't see any reason not to tell him, so... You bloody fool! If a Bosnian survivor's looking for him, his life could be in danger. By the Fury, what have I done? Where is Mamula? He went to inspect the exterior walls of Camp Dragonhead, so he's probably at Providence Point. Yep. Voices. Up ahead. With me. It's a whole lot of white. Stop! Radovan. Looking everywhere for you. Get away from him, Rustic. Please, calm yourselves. It means me no harm. Like you, I've chosen to put the past behind me. In fact, I came here to ask for Mamula's aid in rebuilding Bosnia Citadel. But that's Impossible? Far from it. You see, we were not the only ones to escape the destruction of our home. Those who were away on missions or visiting other settlements were spared. Then there's a chance that... Listen, Radovan. Your family's gone. Lost in the blast. Monarchy too. Yet, our clan lives on. I will seek out survivors so that we may build a home together. We cannot return to where Bosnia once stood. We shall find a new land to call our own. Nothing will ever right the wrongs I have committed. Even so, I shall do everything in my power to make Rostic's dream a reality. Radovan, will you join us? I'm sorry, Rostic. I've already lost one family, and I do not wish to lose another. Though we are not joined by blood, and are as different as night and day, we have each other. And that's not all. I've passed on the ways of the Gunbreaker to After. First of many, I hope. I too taught someone from outside of our clan how to wield the gunblade. You have much in common with him, Radovan. He too has someone that he wants to keep by his side. Like family. Tancred! If you meet any other Bosnians, tell them I would welcome their help. Perhaps one day our paths will cross again. Look after each other. Thank you, Rostic. Fare thee well. So much for being a gunblade-wielding murderer. He seemed quite nice, actually. Yes, glad to have been proven wrong on this occasion. Rostic is still as honourable and as wise as I remember him. Nonetheless, I appreciate your coming to my aid, and I must admit, I feared the worst when he appeared out of nowhere, though he soon made his intentions clear. I never expected such kindness from not one, but two men who have every reason to want me dead. I'm grateful to you both for allowing me to work for the greater good. Speaking of which, I must fulfill my obligations to the Ishgardians. Until we meet again. Now that's over, we should return to Revenant's Toll and try to earn back the money we spent on airship tickets. Doing for teleports? Yeah, I've still got a few. I do need to get back on doing the Blue Mage stuff or S ranks in order to replenish them though. All this time I thought I was the only Bosnian left. Now I know that Rostic and several others are still out there. Perhaps I don't need to rush my search for new gunbreakers. In fact, I think I'd be better off working as a bodyguard again, and show people through Eorzea what we Bosnians are capable of. Seeing's believing, after all. Maybe I could do the same for Dalmasca. Oh, did I not tell you? I'm originally from Rabanasta, the capital. The city itself was destroyed, deliberately I might add, by the Garleans after the failed rebellion. But our traditions live on. I think I'd make quite a good ambassador for my people. If everything goes according to plan, I'll be travelling to the far corners of the realm, and meeting all sorts of people. But we'll still use Revenant's Toll as a place to hang our hats, as I believe the saying goes. Of course, with such a gifted successor as you, I'll have to keep training so I won't be outdone. Or maybe you'll be the one teaching me next time. Well, that's taken about an hour and a half. Let's keep up the pace. I don't need to do the Sage one, because we'll do Sage and Reaper up to level 80 when we start Endwalker. Oh no, this is Conjurers, not White Mage. I need... Nope. I need Camp Tranquil. For the brother and sister Pajal, right? Yeah, this looks right. After, how fare you in your studies of the White? I sense your magics have grown even stronger since last we met. Speaking of old acquaintances, do you recall Akala? Or Alaka, the Ori girl responsible for the taint and its corruption? As a form of atonement, she's begun training in the art of conjuring. Mayhap you should stop by Stillglade Fane and look in on her for me. I'm sure she would be glad for the visit. You might also come across Gatti while you're in town. Considering her unorthodox upbringing, my fellow Pajal have been given leave to roam somewhat more freely than might otherwise be allowed. Do give my regards to her and Sylvie should you see them. After, Raya Osena sent you to see me. Oh, I thought as much. I did not imagine you would seek me out of your own accord, considering how I once wished you dead. I promise I've changed, doing as they asked of me. At least, I'm trying to. My attempts at curing spells are abysmal. I perform the exercises as the Seed Seer has taught me, but it would seem I'm unsuited to the healing arts. Being an outsider, it is difficult for me to make friends here. Although there are two young ladies who do seem eager to include me in their chatter. Alaka, I didn't know you knew After. Were you two talking about your adventures? I want to hear about adventures. Oh, me too, me too. Can we stay and listen? I suppose, if After doesn't mind. Great! What kind of tale will you tell? The tale of a man who crossed time and space to save the world and me. The tale of a woman who flew in the face of everything to save her beloved family. No, come on, the story of a man who crossed time and space is that's pretty hard to beat. Even though I'm pretty sure that was Minfilia. He must truly care for you, which I can completely understand. What a lovely story. I want to be able to do that. To protect people. I'm probably going to need a lot more training. Then why don't we all go and train right now? Together. And we can work on becoming just like the person After told us about. Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Alaka, you and After both have to come with us. It'll be so much more fun with the four of us. if you insist, I say we head out to the hedge tree and practice listening to the whispers of the forest. Come on, everyone. Follow me. I have actually played White Mage a little bit recently. I ended up healing Seat of Sacrifice Extreme solo quite a lot, because there's even unsynced, there's 2 points where it does a heal check, and yeah, it took me a moment to remember what buttons are what and to get back into the swing of things, but I remember my White Mage main days a little bit. After the Ixal, they stabbed a sword into the hedge tree. The elementals really didn't like that. Before we knew it, we were being attacked by a treant. Must be some sort of revenge on Gridania. The Ixal are trying to cause panic or chaos, or Gatti wanted to try calming the spirits, so we led Mr. Smashy Branches here away. Only just managed to take it down. My own country was too weak to be of consequence. Sylphie was forced to expend too much ether to ensure the creature's defeat. Don't worry about me. It's Gatti who needs help. The elementals were furious, and there's no way she can soothe their anger alone. Please, hurry. She needs you. After, thank goodness. I pulled out the swords, but the elementals lashed out. They won't listen to me. Please, you have to calm them. If another one of those treants goes after Sylphie and Alaka... Reminds me of the sword we found in the stump at the very beginning of the game. Given that we started in Gridania on this character. Gatti, you look hurt. I want to heal you, but I've no ether left to cast spells. Alaka, you'll have to do it. Me? But I cannot. You must. Can't you see she's in pain? I ended up getting attacked because of the fate. Okay. I'll help the Sprout Lancer. There you go. You must. Can't you see she's in pain? I want to help. My country's so weak. I will try. No one should suffer so. Thank you, Alaka. I feel so much better now. Your healing was like being wrapped in a soft, warm blanket. I'm glad to hear that, Kathy. To be honest, I didn't expect the spell to work at all. It did. And thank you too, after. I never knew the elementals could get that mad. A long way to go before I'm as strong as you. Jeez, it's the word for it. I think Brother Isumi owes us a reward after all that hard work. Oh, Sylvie. Alaka! I don't think I've ever seen you laugh before. This day really has been full of surprises. Thank you. If you hadn't come along, I may have lost the first real friends I've ever had. That's what After does. She's always a hero when we need one. That's right. In fact, both of you were heroes today. I'd hardly say I was heroic. I'm serious. We need to tell Brother Isumi how incredible your country is now. Again, I think you praise me overmuch. We should certainly report this incident and let him know you're safe and sound. Let's head back then. I think I'm ready for a cup of tea and a nice long nap. After. I may just find my place here after all. Listening to your tale earlier, I was convinced there was no one in my life I cared about that much. Or who cared about me. Then I saw how Gatti was hurt. I'd never felt my heart beat so wildly. Never felt such a relief as I did when my spell healed her. I wonder, was this how the people in your adventures felt too? I will continue with my studies. And then, should you need me, should any of you need me, I will be ready. Would you mind letting Rhea O know of my decision to stay on? I'm a little embarrassed to display all this sentiment in front of the seats here. After, you've returned to me with word of Alaka. I was of a mind to investigate the disturbance myself when it suddenly subsided. It was fortunate you were nearby. And I'm heartened to hear that Alaka has at last awakened her talent for conjuring. I suspected it was not her potential nor lack of learning which stymied her progress, but a matter of confidence. Her shift in perspective was encouraged in no small part by your inspiring presence, I'm certain. But do not allow such praise to deter you from perfecting your own art. The mastery of white magic is a road which never truly ends. I expect to hear even greater things from you ere next we meet. Right, Scholar would be Bronze Lake, right? That was what it was called? Camp Bronze Lake? Yeah. Although, I need a barrel. Is this where I need to be? No. Oh wait, no, it wouldn't be here. It would be Limsa for the Marauder. Yeah, that looks right. Alcazolka. If it isn't after in the flesh. It's been quite some time, hasn't it? Rashat keeps me apprised of any tales of your heroism that reach her ears. And I must say, they never fail to inspire me to reach for greater martial and tactical heights. I have thus been seizing upon every opportunity to hone my skills, be it through employment or study. In fact, I have an appointment with Sarito Kurito shortly to review mariner stratagems for securing thoroughfares and byways. Would you care to join me? Excellent. It'll be a pleasure to train alongside you again. I'll meet you at Camp Bronze Lake. Sarito Kurito awaits us there. Now I go to Camp. Aye, what a pleasant surprise. I was unaware that you'd be joining us today. Heavens, is that after I spy? It's a Toto! A true pleasure to see you. Have you come for the exercises as well? Of course. It may have been well over a millennium ago that I began my studies, but I'm still a student with much to learn. Though I am somewhat hampered by the small matter that is my inability to summon a fairy, whilst trapped in this grotesque form. You're hardly grotesque, my lady, and I'm confident there's some way you might once again call forth a fairy. We need only find a way to tap the royal marine spirit within you, come hells or high water. Let us hope you're right. I forgot that that's a female Tombury. Doubt not that he is, but first, given how rare this opportunity is, might I suggest that we begin by asking After to regale us with tales of her recent endeavours. There's much we might learn from them. Giot's growth. Lamet's journey. Giot's growth. I forget which one. Oh, Lamet was the warrior of light. So Giot is the other one. The one that we helped, right? Lamet. She. And then Giot? I'm so proud of him. Lamet's drive to save her sister, no matter what it cost her, reminds me of my father. I can scarce believe you travelled to another world entirely. Were it anyone else, I would doubt the veracity of their words, but I can only envy you. You must have gained much insight into the true nature of our own star. The concept of Stormblood fascinates me. Highly contagious, transforms the body. I cannot but help draw parallels between it and the Nemean plague. What were you able to discern about the magic utilised in curing it? Perhaps the application of a high concentration of ether. But how? Might crystals serve to amplify? Assuming so... may work. The similarities of Stoneblight to our own affliction. This may well be the key to the cure for the Nemean plague. You mean to say my body and my ability to cast healing magic could be restored? Precisely. It'll be a complex process involving trial and error, of course. I assume you're interested nevertheless? Very good. Your assistance will hasten the process considerably. Satoto, I would have you aid in preparing the experimental compound. We'll require instruments that allow for a high degree of precision. Alcazolka, you must consult an expert goldsmith to procure suitable supplies. I believe we might make use of a revival route as well, though I know of no better source of it than the aged treants of snake mold. It'll be something of a walk, I realise, but can I entrust this task to you? A challenge befitting the Royal Marines, and to it we shall rise. Back to Camp Tranquil. Okay. Am I actually going to have to kill something? Is this going to be the first one that actually has combat? Oh! Oh! Who knew there was combat in this game? Were you able to procure the route? Thank you. I expect this will be sufficiently potent. Now we only need wait for Alcazolka's return and... Apologies. I've only just escaped. I'm acquainted with a goldsmith of some repute, and he agreed to fashion the instrument in return for my massaging him with salamander oil. Again. However, the goods themselves should be more than adequate. They're a bit oily, but presumably that'll come off. In which case, we can prepare the compound at any time. However, the matter of what follows is problematic. Problematic? In what sense? Though I'm fairly confident in my theory, the experimental compound is just that. Experimental. I did state before that this process would involve trial and error. As the Nemean plague does not affect beasts, to test it on any but a Tonbri is impossible. Yet, as its ingestion will result in disruption to the body's ethereal balance, there is a possibility that the subject may find himself worse off than before. I have no intention of inflicting such a fate on any of my brethren, naturally. And so, should I be warped beyond recognition as a result, the task of destroying me will fall to you. I cannot honestly believe we would agree to that. What if you were to test it on me instead? Absolutely not. You heard what he said. The test subject might very well become a monster. I'm prepared to take the risk. Well, I'm not prepared to let you. So you would rather Sarito Kirito do it? The test does fail and he becomes some sort of abomination. Who would remain to continue researching the cure? Follows that I ought to be the subject. I'm supposed to accept that? It is not your choice to make. Please, calm yourselves. The admixture will take some time to prepare in any case. We can discuss this later, when we have all had the opportunity to think. Fine. I will do my thinking elsewhere, if it's all the same to you. I don't understand. I'm merely trying to prevent her from placing herself in harm's way. I believe you too would be well served by a reprieve. Perhaps a bit of exercise. If you insist. This would be a far sight easier if they were honest with one another. As you doubtless are aware, Satoto's quite enamoured of Alcazolka. She seems disinclined to pursue the matter, however, the current condition being what it is. Though she raised a salient point, I would not have her volunteer if her primary goal is to remove that perceived obstacle. Were Alcazolka to be forced to slay her, only to later learn what it was all for, doesn't bear thinking about. Might you go and speak with her? I expect she's fuming somewhere in Outer Lenosha. She has a tendency to wander when she's distressed. Yeah, fuck it. There she is. I apologize for my earlier conduct. I have no intention of changing my mind, though. My logic is sound. It is, but are the reasons you gave truly why you volunteered? Are they? I see. Since it's come to this, yes, I am in love with Alcazolka. And maybe, were things different, I could be content with that. If we might walk hand in hand without drawing the attention of every would-be hero within 10 malms, my compatriots were just as free to pursue their own happiness. As it is, however, his insistence upon protecting me above all else, it chafes. I am no fool. I know that others, Alcazolka included, are stronger than I. I'm not so proud as to refuse aid on principle. It is not enough to merely live insulated from harm. I have always wanted to help people. Now more than ever, knowing firsthand the terrible toll this blight takes on all of us. It is not simply my own desires that make me so adamant. Truthfully, there is no more suitable subject on whom the cure might be tested. I had not yet seen 20 summers when I was afflicted, so if it has unanticipated effects, my body will be best able to bear them. Moreover, I was one of the last to fall to the plague before we entered our lengthy slumber, meaning my illness is less advanced. If this potential cure shows results, they'll present in me most quickly. Say the thought that it could fail does not frighten me would be a lie. Yet, if there is a means by which I might save my people from suffering, I cannot ignore it. You followed the path of the scholar. You understand, don't you? You do make a compelling argument. Thank you. Talking this through with you has helped clear my mind. I believe I'm ready to speak with the others. Oh yeah, because I can just fly across. This'll be fine then. So after this, we'll just have Astro to do. And once we've done Astro, we can jump into some Bosnia and hopefully do Castrum for the first time. Which will then unlock more relic quests that we can do as well. Which basically just means I have more to do off stream. Ah, you've returned. How are you feeling? More confident than ever. You must test the cure on me. Alka, please. I am not making this decision in haste, nor do I take it lightly. Truth be told, I'm terrified, but I need to do this. After agreed, it must be me. Yes, I must admit your reasoning is sound. I appreciate that you worry for me, Alka. It means more than you know. This is my duty, my battle to fight. You can trust me to meet this foe with all I have. I vow not to quit the field until the bitter end. If the time comes when I am no longer myself, you need to know that my fate is in good hands. In your hands. As you wish. I'll be at your side as any true mariner would. But know that I fully expect you to seize victory, come hells or high water. I will. Thank you, Alka. Very well. Both of you are resolved. I will abide by Satoto's decision. But before we begin, I must explain how the process is meant to work. First, Satoto will drink the compound I devised. This should destabilize the ethereal composition of her body. Once she has done so, Alka-Zolka, you must stand at the ready for this. Gemstone retrieved from Amdapur, which will serve as a focus. After and Lily will channel their restorative magic through the focus, amplifying it. In theory, being exposed to a sufficient volume of curative ether will encourage Satoto's own ether to attune to it and set itself to rights. Or we make a new Master Tonbury. If all are clear on what must be done, let us commence. Chug, chug, chug. Oh, oh, it burns! It burns! After. Lily, now! Fight it, Satoto. That doesn't look like a Tonberry anymore. They're a Lalafell again! Kick him into the lake. You are truly radiant, Satoto. Inside and out. And she's about 1,000 years older. No, it was a millennium, right? Although, now that I think about it, isn't a millennium 1,000? Which doesn't really make sense given what... Well, decade, century, millennium. Yeah, no, it does. It follows. Ignore me. It's late. Yeah, she's 1,000 years older. To think, after all this time, endless research, we have a cure for the Nemean plague. And Sarito Kurito even managed to devise such a thing is remarkable enough. But to see it succeed, without after skill as a scholar, it never would have been possible. And Satoto, your kindness, your conviction, your strength of spirit, it inspires me to train with even greater fervor. That's so like him. And he's still utterly oblivious to my feelings, I'm sure. It's alright, though. I never truly expected to have another chance at the life I once envisioned for myself. And now that I do, I intend to enjoy it. There's no need to rush through all the best parts. That goes for my vocation as well. I intend to relearn the scholarly arts, starting from the basics. And with my etheric balance restored, I should be able to summon Lilac properly. Someday, it will be the salvation of those in need. I swear it. For the moment, however, I have much training to do if I'm to be fit for the Royal Marines. To that end, I'm off to find Alka. Having laboured for so long, so fruitlessly, and then to see the cure realised at last, I find myself at a loss for words. I'll need to monitor Satoto's condition for a time, of course, lest there be adverse effects that were not readily apparent. This is progress. Astounding progress. Toward the day when we might see all Tonberries restored to their former selves. In the meanwhile, inexperienced in the matters of the heart though they are, you needn't worry over much for those two. I have confidence they will sort themselves out in due time. Fare you well, in whatever worlds your travels lead you to. And thank you. It's nice that we were able to resolve that. How come... Oh, because I got rid of that. No, I didn't. Oh no, it was because I was not in a not in a thingy, right? Not in a city state. That would be what it is. Okay, but yeah, we'll do Astro. Yeah, and then jump back to Bosnia. I'm actually kind of looking forward to fighting some stuff because it's been 2 hours of mainly not fighting anything. But it's been good. We've got all of the tanks and healers done, or will once we've done Astro. After, you always seem to know the precise moment at which your services are required, such as the mark of an accomplished astrologian, if I do say so myself. Which would, of course, imply you're already aware of what I would ask of you. Yet I shall indulge you with my request nonetheless. It's Master Rufin. Following our return from Kagane, she has been distant. Well, more distant than usual. Enough to give one pause, at least. I thought I might ascertain the source of her worriment with the deck of 60, but was presented the usual slumgillion of vague portents and portentous vagaries. By the time I unwrapped my throbbing head from the spread, all I could discern was something about a dark wind blowing from the east. I suppose this could imply any number of things. Ill tidings from our allies in Dogma, a rainstorm brewing over the Black Shroud, a fire at that fine patisserie near the Ark of the Venerable. Why, I suppose even you could be the Dark Wind. No, right. Let us simply say I'm worried about our companion, but I'm at a loss as to how I might help her. Laviva's been spending much of her days up at the last vigil, staring blankly out over the sea of clouds. I've attempted speaking with her, but the lady is about as receptive to my concerns as one might expect. Perhaps, though, she would prove more forthcoming with her star pupil? Never work. Was a fool to think. Oh, after. Just the woman I wanted to see. Might you remember our good friend? Might you remember Kukyo? Lanky fellow, dishevelled hair, somewhat capable in the geomantic arts. Well, it appears his travels will be bringing him once again to Ishgard. Seeing as he has provided me with a wealth of valuable insight into his discipline, the least I could do would be to greet him upon his arrival. Unfortunately, I must see to some unfinished affairs near the architects. Would it be too much to ask for you to visit the Aetherite Plaza in my stead? I shall catch up with both of you later at the Athenaeum Astrologicum. Okay. So yeah, the Geomancer from Stormblood. After! Imagine us meeting here. Could it be fate? I jest. Slow down, friend. I've only just arrived in Ishgard and already you're recruiting me to some urgent cause. You Westlanders certainly don't waste your time. I intended this to be but a short visit to discuss how matters have progressed since you vanquished Kinko and aided me in restoring my grandfather's walls. However, I suppose all of that can wait. To the Athenaeum. Siri just tried to direct me how to get to the Athenium. It's good to see you again too, Yanaquinid. After tells me all's not well with Lady Leviva. Ah, so I see someone's wasted little time in informing every rat in the broom of what matters that I thought it obvious were of a more personal nature. I'll save the drama for the stage, my friend. After merely recognized that the intimate connection Lady Leviva and I forged in Kugane made me the perfect candidate for discerning what might be weighing oh so heavily on her soul. Ha! How do you propose to do that? Do it? I've already done it. Lady Leviva's in love. But of course she is. Wait, what? Her archenemy defeated, her father's memory honored, and a city saved, Lady Leviva has conquered the countless peaks that rose before her with an air of aplomb that would belie her mere 16 summers. And now, bereft of purpose, she's turned her eyes to companionship to fill the void that lies agape in her heart. And I believe I can help. After, might you know the lonely lady's current whereabouts? Those massive stone effigies to raw masculinity? Oh, it's worse than I thought. We must make haste. Look, there she is. Then why are we here? I was afraid you might ask that. What do you think we should do? I'm but a humble student of the geomantic arts. I have little understanding when it comes to the matters of the heart. And what, pray tell, are you two doing here? Greetings and salutations, my dearest Leviva. Aren't you looking most resplendent this fine morning? Resplendent? Spent a few bells in the books, have we? Time will tell if this new vocabulary suits you. Time's not a luxury I'm afforded at this moment. The city's din is positively deafening. It stifles my thoughts and upsets my humours. What I require is clarity, something unattainable within these stone walls. The quiet of Camp Dragonhead, however, may provide me with a moment's respite. Oh, and you may cease with this ridiculous talk of matters of the heart. Love is the furthest of my worries. I, for one, am already promised to another. Already? Promised? How is that even... Ah, Kyoko. There's no need to kneel in my presence. Did I miss anything? I see. It comes as little surprise that one of her social standing would be betrothed at such a young age. Such is the custom amongst older houses. Even in a city as progressive as Charlian, she hails from one of the oldest. I suppose it's just that Kyokyo, whither the vim and vigour from our conversation earlier. And all this upon learning Lady Laviva is to be married? A more astute observant might presume a certain emotional attachment to our young protégé. That would be ludicrous. I, for one, know that good Kyokyo's feelings toward Laviva are naught but those of admiration for her skill at the astromantic arts. Let us return to the task at hand. We still do not know what is weighing down on the lady's fragile heart. And what better way to find out than to ask? A novel idea, don't you think? Asking someone what's troubling them rather than assuming, without having actually spoken with them, or even seen them for some time. They're simply longing for amorous relations. Wonderful! Kyokyo, I shall return to the Athenaeum, where I will make certain he refrain... Oh, Kyokyo and I shall return to the Athenaeum, where I will make certain he refrains from idle meddlement in any other lives. The clap was... That was a nice touch. Consistent as always. Fine. You've seen through my ruse. I am not, in fact, promised to another. Simply implied as much to silence Kyokyo. Alright, there was a time I was promised to another. We have my grandfather to thank for that. However, since I am now officially deceased, my assumption is the arrangement will have been annulled. But that I shall ever bother to... Not that I shall ever actually bother to confirm this assumption. What's troubling me? It was not my intention to involve you or Yanaquinid, or even Kyokyo in such matters. However, the discord my silence has sown perhaps warrants an explanation. Despite repeated efforts following our recent achievements in Kugane, I've been unable to conceive feasible means of blending the teachings of Sharlayan astrology and those of Far Eastern geomancy. As Kyokyo explained, unlike astrologians who look to the stars above to read their fates, geomancers look to the star below and listen to its songs, and draw their answers from its whispers. Yet try as I write, I remain impotent in tapping the land's puissance. I've spent my life attuning to the slight variations in the ether of distant stars. So much so that when I look to Hydaelyn and her ether, I'm overwhelmed by its potency. Its glow, you could say. Think of it as trying to open one of the heaven's gates in a world of everlasting daylight. A world of everlasting daylight. About that, you've visited such a place. My readings were accurate. Exactly where have your adventures taken you? You had no trouble channeling the ether from that world's heavens, despite the fact that you never once physically laid eyes upon them. Intriguing. But I am a woman of reason, and shall require more than the word of another, no matter how close, to convince me of this phenomenon. A first-hand demonstration, however, might suffice. A single-aspected benefit, perhaps. faculty for ethereal conversing with the celestial bodies, both far and near, is peerless. Most eloquent display, and one I should endeavour to learn from. I've committed the most grievous of sins by allowing things such as light, distance, and dimensions, things that hold no dominion over the realm ethereal, to prevent me from unbinding my full potential. You, however, helped me to realise the error in my ways. Believe now I might continue my studies. Just not here. I'm unsure why I thought this would be a suitable location to ponder my predicament in the first place. Perhaps it was the memories of our first lesson here. Let us hurry back to the Athenaeum lest we catch cold. Okay, so a little bit over 2 hours to get all these done. That's not bad. It's not bad. Foremost, I believe I owe you both an apology. Or at least I owe you one, Janaquinid. As for you, Kyokyo... How did you arrive at the ridiculous notion that I was somehow languishing in the throes of love? When after, and Janaquinid mentioned you were not yourself after returning from Kagane, I simply assumed that... Do you dare suggest that we had any hand in this, Kyokyo? You were not a quarter bell in the pillars before you were telling anyone who would listen about the cavernous maw that yawned in the heart of poor lonely Master Rufin, and how you were to fill it. Lonely? I'm far from lonely. In fact, I've already promised my heart to another. Of course. Already promised to a... Wait. What? You heard me. And I've never spoken a truer word. Whoever could it be? Certainly not after, or heavens forfend, Kyokyo. To the star? By astrology, of course. What? Who did you expect? Quimperan? I suppose you're wondering what brought me to Ishgard in the first place. Most certainly wasn't to ruffle Master Rufin's feathers. Though it seems I've succeeded in that nonetheless. Our triumph over Kinko, having restored the people of Kugane's faith in geomancy, was not long before a gaggle of eager mages were clamouring at my door, seeking guidance in the art of wind and water. To accommodate, I transformed my grandfather's study into a place where I might train those who are willing to invest the time and effort necessary to become masters. Which reminds me, my students are likely wondering where their sensei is. Farewell, Arthur. So he came to tell us of his new school of geomancy. Did we not give him a link pearl? At any rate, allow me to thank you once again for the inspiration you provided. Despite being your mentor in matters astrological, I find myself consistently in your debt when it comes to, well, everything else. You're a true friend and confidant, Arthur. And as always, she has once again failed to acknowledge that it was I who first noticed a change in mood, and that it was my reading that predicted your arrival, and that it was my good judgment that eventually pointed you in her direction. But such is my destiny, I suppose. I'm simply happy Lady Laviva's back to her normal self. If aught were to befall her, Rufin would haunt me till the 8th Umbral era. Thank you again. I would say we make a fine team, but considering you covered the Curl's share of the footwork, I'll refrain from any further analogies of a sporting nature. There we go. The stars in our faults. That's quite enough of that. Time to kill some things, I think. So I have ranked up to 12. Which is good. But that is kind of all I've done. I don't even know how to really trigger Castrum. Is it just from clearing other fates? The other thing is I don't know if I can do it by myself. I probably can't. But there's barely anyone here. Oh no.
doing 72% extra damage. It still takes longer than I'd like to kill them.